What's up, my cronies, and welcome back to Let's Play Gunman's Proof. This is the last episode of the Let's Play, so we're gonna go off and get right to it. There's only one place left that we haven't explored, and there's no real good way to get to it. So, I guess we should go talk to Garrow, who's still fixing up the ship. And it turns out, sure enough, he has a way for us to get there. He's taken our special donkey friend Roboton and has powered him up a little bit to where he can actually fly us there. And if there's nothing more terrifying than a teleporting donkey, I don't know what is. So now we have to spend some time going around, killing enemies, trying to find a carrot to get Roboton, and thankfully, actually the first enemy we kill drops one, which was very fortunate for us. So you get the option to either ride around on the donkey or warp straight to the base, which, wow, I just ran that guy over and he didn't die. Whatever, so, well, we definitely don't want to take that carrot. Now I'm going to try to pick up an actual weapon that isn't our base gun. Because, hey, it's the final dungeon. We don't want to go in. We want to go in with guns blazing, so to say, not just our little wimpy gun. So, thankfully, quickly, we find an item drop, and I chose to take the machine gun for some reason. In hindsight, I probably should have taken the bazooka, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, like I think I've said in some of the previous videos, this last dungeon is basically just a boss rush, so we'll encounter many of the bosses that we fought earlier in the game. A few of them have a few minor changes, but some of them are completely unchanged. And the first one, Miracle 5, is a complete joke at this point in the game, because, I mean, when we fought him in the first dungeon, all we had was our base gun, not powered up at all, and we didn't have access to the machine gun, the shotgun, the bazooka, any of those weapons. Which we do now, so it's taking out these single segments very quickly. And now he's just down to his head, which I think takes just 2 shots. And we did find that bandana in that other video, which gave us increased strength. So this guy goes down completely quickly. Like I said, he's just a complete joke after we've come so far and have access to so much stuff. So now we go up a floor, and we come to our second boss fight, which is, once again, our old friend, the Brazil Circle, who's apparently been waiting since the second dungeon of the game. It's quite a while to wait, especially with the delay between episodes. But he's once again going to be incredibly easy. He kind of uses the same pattern as the first fight, or the first time you fight him, rather. And, I mean, we ran out of machine gun shots, but he's still very easy. And he actually does an attack that we didn't really get to see the first time through. When he gets low on health, he'll actually teleport close to you and swing his sword. But the fight's done already. I mean, it was actually a shorter fight than Miracle 5, I think. Which is crazy. So he's going to go off and go to the moon to train to be a psycho space ninja. But anyway, when he's low on health, he'll actually teleport close to you and swing his swords at you or try to grab you or something. Which he actually did in this time fighting him. He didn't the first time because I just whooped his butt so quickly. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Next up is Galahad E3 from, I guess, the third dungeon. That was the three-headed dragon turtle thing, which has been rebuilt and is coming for us again. And once again, since we have powered up, it's going to be a very easy fight. But this fight actually is somewhat different. The heads now, after you destroy them, shoot missiles out of where they came from. And after you destroy each head, it does this attack where it rams around, which is incredibly easy to dodge. Shouldn't be a problem. The attacks from the actual heads of the boss don't really have an element associated with them like the first time around. They're just normal shots. But a charged up shot from the main gun will take out a head in one hit. So, I mean, it's a little different, but still it's an incredibly easy fight. Except I got hit there, which completely messed me up. But the third head is destroyed, which means that the battle has now basically been won. It'll shoot out a couple missiles, which for some reason I got hit by, and then explode. And just like that, the fight is over. And it's time to move on once again. And I think the next fight is, yes, the Samurai Sisters, or whatever you want to call them. The Sisters of Truth and Justice, or whatever Japanese title they gave themselves. They give us another speech before we fight them, and we actually fight them both at the same time this time around, which is once again different from the original fight. And this is easily the hardest fight that we'll see today. Because, for the same reasons as the first fight. They kind of get really close to you. I still prefer to use the Shoryuken move, but they kind of get really close to you, which makes it a little bit difficult to use. And see, I just got hit right there, so they're close enough to where they can actually hit me whenever I land. And their problem is when you go to shoot them, they travel around like that to where you can't get underneath them again until they like stop and do their pose or whatever. So it really just comes down to how many shots are you willing to get hit by. Thankfully I took out the first one, so it should make this battle a little bit more manageable. I just can't get underneath her to do the dragon punch. If I could, this fight would be over already. But finally I get underneath her. I had to take a hit or two to do it. But we've destroyed them, and it seems as though they have been brainwashed by the final boss, actually. And they had no idea what they were doing. So now they've come to their senses, and they realize they're wearing horrible outfits, and they fly away. So something I think I mentioned when I did the Ghost Town and the Abandoned Mine, the boss of those stages, Ghost Suzuki. He actually says, "You'll see me again, we're gonna fight again," but we don't actually fight him in this dungeon, which was incredibly disappointing to me. He was a villain that, as far as villains could go in this game, actually had some semblance of personality, which was kind of cool. And I would have enjoyed another fight with him, maybe with a third kind of form, because we fought just him the first time, and then him inside of a mech the second time. Anyway, I digress. We now have just the boss left, and I killed those enemies just to get a new weapon. And there's 2 treasure chests up here. One of them contains 3 extra lives, as if we didn't have enough lives already. And the second contains, once again, delicious meat to heal us up before the final boss. Now the time has finally come. We finally get to see Demi, what he looks like. He's talked to us before, and... oh, one more room. And here he is. Oh my god, one more room. Alright, I'm just gonna shut up. Okay, here we go. No, that's not him in the background. That's him. That small, dinky little guy. I was pretty disappointed, to be honest. Anyway, he trash talks us a little bit, like final bosses tend to do. And we pull out the bomb that the Chinese merchant gave us. And we throw it, which pretty much should destroy the room and probably kill us too, especially because look at that on the world map, the whole place is exploding. But alas, somehow we come out fine. But it messes Demi up quite a bit. I guess it's supposed to be funny. Like he's doing his whole bad guy speech and we just throw a bomb at him. What the fried possum? That's something I've never heard before. I'm cheesed. Never heard that one either. So he wasn't ready for us. This mech is only 70% complete. But he turns the lights on and turns on the final boss theme, which sounds pretty cool. I think it's the same boss theme that we had, against the boss in the previous dungeon. So now we've come down to just the final fight, and it's pretty easy. Lets out a battle cry at the very start. And this first form has a couple attacks that it cycles through. The first, as you can see, it throws some things at you. And then it shoots off its hands. The one that comes in through the top will come from the right, and the one on the bottom will come from the left. Just so you know. I mean, you could probably see it. And then it does these punching attacks where it punches outside, then inside, then outside, then inside again. And then it cycles through. Now, the only thing that might make this boss somewhat difficult is it has quite a bit of health. I dodged the wrong way, that was horrible. But it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'm pretty much out of bazooka shots, and I'm only done with the first form, basically. I'm down to my base weapon before the first form even went down. So now at second form, it's kind of the same, except it has saw blades for hands, and that attack is just really hard to dodge. I don't really know how to get by it. So good luck. This attack is slightly easier to dodge because you can see where they're going to be going, and they stop a little bit before they shoot off at you. But I believe this form, yeah, this form really only has 2 attacks it cycles through. The saw blades, which are very difficult. You can shoot them and destroy them, but it takes a while. You pretty much have to mash the button, and you'll still get hit. But once one arm is done, you can pretty much just camp out on one side and make the noises go, even though the arm has been destroyed. And now we're down to the third and final form of the boss, which lets out a battle cry again that I love so much. And this is an incredibly easy boss. It has 2 attacks that it cycles through. It goes back and forth, shooting off the spikes on its head. And then it circles around, where you can hide either in the center at the very top or in one of the bottom corners. It repeats these 2 attacks until it dies, and you shouldn't get hit. Ever. I mean, you can literally just stand in a corner and never get hit on this boss. Just aim your shots diagonally and you'll be good. I did get hit because, well, I tried to dodge, and I should have just stood in the corner. I want to make things a little bit more interesting, I guess. And in just a few more shots, the boss should be... Yep. Here we go. Congratulations to, well, me for beating the game, and also you for sitting through this entire Let's Play. And we have destroyed Demi, who is now taking the form of a crystal, I guess, which we can just pick up and take. And once again, the game gives us more points, but there were no treasures to collect on this in this dungeon, so at least the dungeon clear screen will go by relatively quickly. And no 1-up, because why would we ever need it? So now that we've defeated the boss, the structure is collapsing, and we're gonna die. If not for that oh so lovable cliche of the Deus Ex Machina, who comes in the form of a talking flying donkey named Roboton, who kind of flies in to save us and says, "Grab onto me, because I'm flying out of here." Or dance his way out of there. One of the two. And so the day is saved thanks to our furry friend. Cut to a cutscene in the town. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Nicolas Cage as a child from the Old West. And now all of a sudden things have gone back to normal. As we come crashing down out the sky. Almost killing Sarah. What if we killed her? That would be horrible. Anyway, this is the ending cutscene of the game. And it's not too dramatic or life-changing or anything. It's just basically what you would expect. Oh, we've saved the day. Space Sheriff Zero says, well, thanks for letting me use your body, and they get out of there. But I'll kind of tone it back so you can focus on reading the text if you so wish to. I love how suddenly he just falls down. It'll be fine. Maybe. Oh, this game. Entertaining till the end. It was pretty fun. And I guess I'll reiterate what I said in the first video, where I kind of shared my thoughts about the game in general. It's a fun game. Is it worth playing? Yeah, since really the only way to play it is to download a ROM off the internet. Translated, of course. Unless Japanese is your thing. It's easy enough, and it's not incredibly long. And it never really throws any stupid things at you, to where you have no idea where to go or anything like that. It's pretty basic and straightforward. Dungeons are easy, bosses are easy. You'll never have to worry about getting a game over or anything. It's just a fun game. The controls can be a little off-putting and janky at first, but it's decent enough. I mean, if you feel like you need to play it after watching this Let's Play, by all means, do so. I mean, honestly, if you're listening to this, you have probably sat through the whole thing or seen the final boss, so probably won't care to play it, but if so, hey, go ahead, go for it. So the cutscene's almost over. They've told Roboton that he has to stay here because there's no way he's going to fit in that tiny spaceship as a donkey. So they'll come, and they said they'd come back for him in 50 years. And our lovable hero awakens. Turns out he's going to be okay. Big surprise. That would be horrible if he just straight up wasn't okay. Well, thanks for letting me ruin your body. Bye. And this is actually where the ship crash landed, and they kind of inhabited his body, so I guess, like the Octavarium, this story ends where it began. And Sarah tells him everything will be okay, and he goes back to town. Though I'd question why is this donkey right here? And it's just kind of standing there staring at me. I'd be a little freaked out. And then it explodes. That's terrifying. I'd be like, alright, I know I'm still dreaming. I gotta wake up now for real. So, that's it. There's no credits or anything, it just kind of ends with showing the spaceship flying through space. And literally dragging Demi behind it with a rope around his neck. Which is kind of graphic. But, this Let's Play is now over. And congratulations to me on making it through the whole thing without making a single Gunman style joke, which would have been horrible. And that didn't count because we're pretty much done here, even though the video is still kind of going on. But whatever, I'm gonna shut up now. But before I do, I would like to thank y'all for watching, and as always, have a great day.